So I wanted to make a video of how to prepare a Predator 670 for a golf cart. All I've done here was to take off the engine housing. You should be able to do that on your own. If not, just don't even do anything I say in this video. Uh, we're going to remove these studs, which I've already done, and I've Loctited them, all four of them. You'll thank me for that later. Then we're also going to add an additional wire to the coil right here, just one of them. Okay, that's going to be for our tachometer, because guys, these have a diode, so the coils go to a diode. You will never get a pulse signal out of that if you try to add a tachometer to it later. We have the engine out and apart. We're just going to go ahead and do that now. Next thing is we need to get rid of this fuel pump. That was a terrible idea. It's exposed to a lot of heat. It affects the engine cooling. It's not serviceable because it's behind the cover. So we're going to remove this fuel pump, where we will then mount it on the golf cart. We need to remove the anti-backfire solenoid that's hiding down there. Actually, we need to remove the plunger on it. I'm going to do that by just removing these two bolts right here. So I'll pause the video and we're going to take those bolts out and remove the carburetor. Okay, this part was a little tricky. Once you've loosened, I'm sorry, it was 3 bolts. You need to actually remove these bolts all the way. Take them out of the intake. And the last bolt, reason we're going to do that is to remove this carburetor. We're going to leave all the linkage in place. We're just going to grab it and pull it out of the way. I'll disconnect this fuel line right here. Okay, that just gave me a little bit more wiggle room. You don't have to disconnect linkage, anything. Now we can move the carburetor around and remove this anti-backfire solenoid. I did use a 3/4 inch wrench to loosen this up. I'm one-handed here. So we're going to take this out. Okay, we're going to take that out. The little plunger inside here, we're just going to remove that. Extra parts. We're going to take this anti-backfire solenoid and screw it right back in. And next is the breather line right here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this and connect a new hose to it. So that's what it looks like with the hose off of it. We're going to attach another 1/4 inch hose to this because remember guys, we're relocating our fuel pump. Let's go ahead and take this fuel pump off of here. We're now disconnected from the carburetor and we are disconnected from the crankcase line. So it's just one bolt right here and this whole assembly comes off. Guys, don't use these. That fuel pump that comes with it is absolute garbage. You'll have nothing but problems out of it. I suggest ordering a factory OEM 1984 to 1997 club car fuel pump. That's what I've been using for a long time. I don't have a single problem out of them. This is the wire that used to go to the anti-backfire solenoid, and that turns into just extra parts. And one last thing. If you are going to add an oil pressure sensor, which I am, to this cart while you have the engine out, remove this plug and that's where you plug the sensor in for your oil pressure. So I hope you learned something and that helps you. Thanks for watching.